Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. If you are new as well, welcome to the cult of sexy souls, where we talk about spiritual stuff and also we like to have a little bit of fun while we're doing it. So I'm in a very good mood today, but that is not me all the time. I've had a funny month, just ups and downs, and that's what I felt called to talk about today, is kind of helping you guys understand a little bit of like the spiritual lows, and for anyone that is new to the path, kind of helping you understand what's really going on. Definitely for me, I have been for the past year going through really low lows, and I felt like there was nothing for me to feel low about, and I was so confused, and I read a few books and stuff and it just resonated so deeply, but I just felt like it was like I needed to heal something, and I was always a little bit unsure of like, well, what do I need to heal now? And I want to just kind of talk a little bit about that first. So feeling like disorientated and not having a clue what's going on when you're feeling really shit is normal on the spiritual journey. And it happens a lot. But you learn how to deal with it as time goes on, and you learn how to embrace the darkness and see it for what it is and let it be released in whatever way works for you. And I also want to kind of talk about, like, we're moving into like the winter months, which is like, if you think on Game of Thrones, winter is coming and we're all kind of even now feeling a little bit more anxious because of the collective and what's happening outside in our world. It's just all a bunch of craziness. So yes, seasonal depression is a thing that people will probably be talking about, or just you'll notice that people are feeling really low. Don't get yourself caught up in all of this, well, in their 3D kind of view of what depression is, because depression, once you become more spiritually aware of yourself and your internal world, depression is nothing but your conscious, how do I explain this? When you're like depressed for no reason, and you're sitting there and you're like, yesterday I felt so good and today I just feel so low, and you have no idea what that reason is, it's because you have been starting to be more conscious of what you are telling yourself and how you are expressing yourself. So when you go through this kind of depression, spiritual kind of depression, because it's different. Well, it's not different, it's the same, but you just have a different viewpoint on what it is. It's basically just you're conscious and you're not making excuses and saying, I'm depressed because of this, I'm depressed because of this, I'm depressed because of this. You're not blaming anything anymore because you're not being a victim. Most of you will learn to ease into this, I feel like, in the next couple of months. Most of you will be able to understand it a lot more clearly, is what I feel. But depression is really just expression. It's an expression of the emotions that are coming to the surface and they are being released. So there's nothing for you to feel guilty about. So if you feel like you're lying down, doing nothing, eating junk food and whatever, it's your body is just wanting you to just slow down and stop. But what a lot of people get stuck with is they stay in this energy, and this is the wrong thing to do. You need to let yourself rest, but also you need to focus that things are going to be better. Everything has to work its way back up. It's just the laws of the universe. You can never stay down here. Yeah, it has to work its way back up. So when you hit rock bottom, your life motherfucking changes for the better. And that's just, look back at anything in your life and that's just the way it always goes. Everything works out for the better, or it changes you and you see it for what it is and you accept it. And I really think that something that really helps me personally is when I'm feeling those days of depression. I don't know why I'm doing finger quotes, because it is the same thing, but it's just we look at it differently. But when I feel like that and I'm sitting there and I'm like, my life is good, I am grateful, I am this, I am that, and I'm trying to tell myself all of these affirmations to make myself feel better. Well, no, I don't do that anymore, but I used to do it. And I would sit there and I would just speak and like try and focus on something that's going to make me happy, but I don't feel anything. I am emotionless. I feel numb. And that is normal when you're like that. So what I like to just repeat to myself when I'm feeling like I'm about to like have a breakdown completely, I just start to tell myself something is leaving. I'm letting it leave. By me resting, it's leaving. By me slowing down, it's having the time to leave. It's leaving my body. I kind of sometimes do this. Sometimes I don't, because I don't feel like it. But literally envisioning it just while you're there in your couch, in your bed, and you're lying there, just envision this is leaving. And it's really the best thing that you can do when you're feeling so low is to focus on your new life, especially now, because when the collective consciousness is purging like this, we know that something big is coming for us in our life, and something is going to change massively for the better. So we have a lot to be excited about for our future, but we need to start kind of focusing on what we want to welcome into our new reality. And I feel like I have been really practicing this a lot. I am like, I know where I'm going in life. I have visions and I see it for where it's going to be. I've seen people that are going to be in my life and they seem fun and all of this. I'm envisioning and I'm manifesting it. I'm dreaming, or I'm actually seeing my future. Who knows? We don't really know if we're channeling sometimes or we're actually just imagining, but it's all the same. It doesn't matter. If you're focusing on something that makes you happy, you're going to manifest that into your life. So I think that that's what today's video is going to be about, is about helping you to envision this new life. What's coming with you releasing through these winter months? What are you going to be welcoming in? And it's not about either when New Year's comes that you start your, what do they call them? The New Year's resolutions. They don't really work at that time. The timing is off because winter is still there. It's springtime when you should really be like, it's a new beginning. Spring, new beginning. It's being born again. So yeah, with the year coming to an end, know that most of the shit that you had to deal with happened at the start of the year, and it's just kind of now any last little pieces of the puzzle that have been missing for your new life. You're finding them and you're starting to put everything together, and you're not as tense as you were probably in the beginning of the year. But again, keep away from the news, keep away from things that are making you feel like you're sucked into drama. This is the perfect time to show people how to be a proper hermit and how to look after yourself. Number one thing with these last few weeks of the year is to just focus on yourself. And that is not a selfish thing. That is actually part of awakening, is starting to realize I haven't been treating myself the best. And it's about time we all start looking after ourselves and stop worrying about everyone else. Because sorry guys, I had a little bit of an interruption. I am getting a camera eventually so that I don't have these problems, but someone tried to call me and it cuts off the camera. Yeah, before we begin, I wanted to say one last thing. If you're ever feeling not sad, but frustrated and angry, grab yourself a pillow and just scream into the pillow like this. I can't do it on camera, seriously. I do this though. Sometimes when I just feel like I want to scream at someone, I know that I can't do that, so I do it to the pillow. And yeah, obviously I say sorry to the pillow. I'm joking, I don't do that. But like, you know, it really does help. I call it like my little rage ritual, and it's usually when I don't feel like doing anything. I'm just so angry at the world or whatever's going on. And usually there's silly things that mean they're so silly, but they're still relevant. Every emotion that you have is relevant. So don't ever feel like there's worse things going on in the world. That's no. You have to deal with your own emotions. You have to let them come to the surface. That's something that I hear a lot, is like, it could be worse, or da 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 da. That's gaslighting. When people try and tell you that your emotions aren't valid, that's not okay. So that's a good way to deal with your own emotions on your own and not get anyone else involved, because lots of people aren't that helpful when it comes to expressing yourself. And you don't always have those people that you can talk to. So a pillow is there. Pillow talk or pillow scream. But yeah, anyway, moving along swiftly, we're gonna do 4 groups, and I have chose crystals because I know some of you find it hard to choose. So this is crystal group number 1. This is group number 2. This is group number 3. And this is group number 4. So go ahead and take more time if you need, and pop down to the description box where I will have the timestamps, and you can just skip along to your energy update. Hello, group number 1. So as usual, I am going to channel for a little bit first, and then I will use the tarot cards. Mind. Okay. I might need a little extra time, actually. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I'm very distracted today, so let me just see what I feel. We're going to look into what it is that your spirit wants you to start focusing on and visualizing for yourself. So let me see what I pick up. Okay, for anyone that is feeling very much claustrophobic, or that everything is just on top of them at the minute, because I'm seeing someone like I'm seeing a rabbit coming out of the tunnel, and that just for me symbolizes like you feeling like very closed and claustrophobic in a way, and this is causing you anxiety. It could be maybe you can't really go anywhere, that you're kind of locked up in the home. And okay, I am seeing you. Some of you are going to be spending a little bit of time in the future in small, like European kind of villages, where there's like little markets with little stalls. This also could mean that you are someone who's wanting to focus on a jewelry or anything that's crafty. But this maybe also, yeah, I'm hearing your spirit wants you to maybe focus on that. Some of you should start getting into creating your own little like nooks and crannies and stuff. I'm also hearing that you're attracting someone as well that is, I feel like you've been feeling like the person for you is not where you are. So anyone that's looking for a relationship as well, I'm hearing that you're going to attract someone who you just bump into on the street, and it's like this kind of like romantic connection, very magnetic. And I just was clarifying, is this like something to be worried about? Because sometimes when you are feeling like that, really drawn to someone, it can be like a little karmic. I feel like this connection is something that is just so like you feel so at home. It's nice. It's not like narcissistic energy or karmic or anything, because I was just clarifying. You're gonna meet someone who is from a different country that really brings you a lot of joy. And there could be a little bit of a distance, then you have to go back, but I feel like you're going to go back and visit them, and maybe some of you will have a little fling. That's something that I feel like you need to focus on, a trip that you want to be making, but also working on your own little like side hustle as well. That's two of the kind of main messages I was picking, and as well that you are coming out of this anxiety is coming up to the surface, where you're going to have probably a release or an emotional kind of breakdown, when really both of the releasing and breakdowns and everything, they all go hand in hand. It's healing. So yes, that is what I was feeling for you. Oh God, were we out of focus the whole time? I'm sorry guys. This phone is really either Mercury retrograde or the universe is trying to tell me to just buy a new camera. So let's just see what the main thing here your energy wants me to talk about. Six of Wands. And this is definitely like, you are walking on a new path. Definitely. You guys are at the beginning. It's like you came out of the tunnel and you're in the forest and you see the road ahead of you. You're very much wanting to visualize, and geez Louise, I'm not even putting it out of focus. What is this about? Hello? Okay. I think I need to turn up. I don't want to do this, but I think I have to. No, I can't be bothered. I'm sorry. I'm trying to turn up the brightness, but it's all the way over there, so I'm not touching it. Yeah, I think that your spirit guides really want you to focus on where you are now and what you've overcame, because everything that has happened already this year has set the stage for where you're going to be moving into next year and the years to come. You're definitely, it's almost like you're free, because the way she's putting her hands up there, she's like, I'm free to do whatever I want to do. Let me have you, universe. It's like, it's time for you to start celebrating. And with this card, it's like, this is your new focus in life, is having this new independence, and your spirit guides really want you to focus on that. Let's see what else we get. Going to just choose the cards quickly. Okay. Yeah, you guys are definitely dealing with a lot of so many decisions at the minute, and it's like too much for you to even handle. The Five of Wands, and I feel like as well, a lot of you have people that are against what it is that you want to do, or what you're saying, and you don't really know how to deal with that. But I think that you have to really focus on what you want to do, and don't let anyone else interrupt your vision, because really it's like you're sensing that big things are coming, and you don't have to talk or vocalize with people what it is that you're going to be doing in the future. There he is. I knew it. Some kind of like, there's a King of Pentacles. There is new love coming for you next year, and it's a relationship that is there was just something so, it almost felt like twin flame, but it wasn't. When I was seeing it, it was like so like, whoa, who are you? It wasn't like wounded, like you're attracting them because you both are wounded. And especially with the King of Pentacles, it's like, this is a grounded relationship. This person is very, very grounded. And I also felt that from the little flower crown. I felt like they were someone who lives by the beach, and was wearing kind of some kind of nature inspired outfit. There could be someone who's into surfing, or they just are wearing a lot of like, what do you call them? Like Buddha beads. I don't know what they are. You know, like the Buddha necklaces and stuff like that. That I don't usually do predictions, but I'm just wanting to give you a little bit of something. Because obviously everything can change, but I want to kind of give you something to look forward to and start to envision for yourself. But yeah, with this two of swords, it's like you're fighting. It's like energetically up here in the space that you cannot see, in the astral kind of energetic bodies that you places, whatever. I really feel that it feels like memories of the past or decisions that you have to make keep coming up, and you keep having to make the same decisions over and over again and over and over again. And you're like, when is this never gonna, like, is this ever gonna end? Or you're having to deal with the same people, or you're just having to get involved in the same old drama of trying to separate people and deciding who is the right person to listen to and who's the wrong person. It's all of these, like, picking sides. But really, what that is telling you is to just stick to yourself. Focus on what you know and what you want. Because it's the outside shit that's making you indecisive. It's not that you're indecisive. It's the stuff that, well, in a way you could say it is, but you're focusing on it is meaning that you're not dealing with what it is that you truly, truly want, okay? So try and let go of that. And as well, I know that you guys are probably very much passionate about saving money for something, or not wanting to, treat yourself or something along those lines. You're very much passionate about something that you're focused on, and you're saving for it. And that's all fine and good, but I really think that you should let yourself treat yourself I'm hearing a lot more often. I think that you need to just not think about the price of things. Like, it's not to do with the price, or it's not to do with your sabotaging anything. Like, literally just buying yourself a little ice cream and enjoying it and really enjoying that moment. Your spirit really wants you to focus more on the little things in life that make you happy and treat yourself in those ways. It's not that you have to buy yourself a branded designer item of clothing or anything like that. That's not the kind of treating I'm talking about. I mean, like, going for a little coffee by yourself, or whatever it is that you like to do. That's what your spirit really wants you to focus on. Going to see what a blessing is. A blessing that is coming for you. A blessing to... Wow, I love this. A blessing to shield and safeguard you. I think that you are really starting to work on your way of expression, of the way that you are showing people who you are. It's like you're not being someone that you have been in the past. You're starting to speak up for yourself. You're starting to really protect yourself energetically, because you don't want to get people involved in things that they don't even have any interest in. They're trying to pretend that they're interested when really they just want to have a nosy about what you're doing. So you are definitely someone who has been working on this for a long time, setting boundaries in place, and it's like your new superpower, is what I'm hearing. Let me see. I'm going to choose one of these and read a little message from thy book. I have to always read this deck from the book. What was I talking about? I was talking about fake people and trying to act like they care and wanting in on stuff. We have ghost people. I don't actually have to read this from the book, because it basically just talks about you having to distance yourself from a lot of people in your life. I was seeing that anyway, that there's just a few people that keep coming around, and they bring the drama. They bring their own issues to you, and you have to, in a way, it's it's all meant to happen like that anyway, because you're actually learning how to set your boundaries whenever it pops up. You're like, okay, and you're getting more neutral with it. It's not stressing you out as much having to set boundaries. You're kind of like, oh, and over time they're just like, okay, and they have to deal with their own shit without you having to set boundaries, because they just can't defeat you. They can't get anything out of you anymore, and they know that you're just a waste. Like, you're not going to feed them what they want, and what they want is drama. What they want is your business, and what they want is to be jealous of what you're doing with your life. Okay, so yeah, I hope you enjoyed this group number 1. Please leave a comment down below if it resonated, and as well, if you want a private reading, the link to my website is down below. I am doing 7-minute readings still, and they go up every Sunday. But these readings are for someone who just wants quick clarification. I can't talk. Quick clarification. And I don't recommend them for anyone that is going through something tough, because you're going to need a longer bit of time for that. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the future. Goodbye. Hello, group number 2. So, as usual, I am going to channel a little bit before, and then we will use the cards to just clarify everything, or get extra messages. So, let us begin. Wow, okay. I seen a rainbow, and then I seen like someone grabbing the rainbow and ripping it apart, and then it turned into like a ribbon. So I feel like some of you are maybe wanting to run a marathon, or you are focusing on something that is like a big goal for you. It's like something that you wanted to do for a very long time. It's something that has been on your bucket list, and you should really plan for that. So if you haven't really been making any plans about doing anything, I think redo your bucket list and see what you can do. I'm hearing focus on just 3 things. Don't overwhelm yourself. Focus on 3 things, or just that one thing that I see for you. It also, I was hearing for some of you that this could be that you are wanting to get healthy again and get yourself back in shape, or you just want something to, you want some sort of an exercise hobby that is fun. And some of you don't want to exercise. Some of you are, it's like some of you are really motivated with that, but other people like want to get into it, but you don't really know how. I'm hearing that for some people that it may be that you need to work a little bit more on healing the masculine, or looking into your feminine energy and seeing where your wounds are. But masculine, as in like those get up and go, those kind of energies need a little bit of looking at. So maybe reading a book about masculine energy and how to heal that within the feminine, because I know a lot of you watch my channel are feminine. But yeah, let me see. Skip to something else, please. I am seeing someone lying on a, it looks like a, what do you call those things? It's like a day bed. It kind of transformed as I was looking at it. So it was like a day bed. So maybe spending a little bit more time reading books and a little sacred space, and just letting your mind shut off and just get involved in some kind of a storyline, or if you feel like you like self-help books, but I wouldn't overwhelm yourself with those, because don't force yourself if you're not interested in it. But I am also, the main images that I saw here was that some of you do need to ask for help with what you're going through, because the times that we are in it's not like how it used to be. A lot of people were able to deal with their own shit on their own, and now it's just very overwhelming because everyone is feeling it. Everyone is energetically just in chaos. Their energy's just all over the shop. And for you, I think talking to someone would really, really help you. So getting some sort of a psychologist or a counselor or something, just someone to talk to, is really, really going to help you. And they are encouraging you to, you know, step outside of the you that you think you are, the you that always thinks that they can deal with stuff on their own. It's not always the case. Sometimes you do need to ask for external help, and in turn that makes people approach you easier. When you are searching for help, people will come to you for help, and people will feel more welcome in your energy, okay? Because I think that's a lesson that you need to focus on, is that sometimes it's okay to ask. Yeah, do I have anything else? I do have a sore neck. I think that a lot of you are either in a very fetal position for a lot of the day. So some of you may be spending a lot of time slouched on the couch or whatever. I think that you need to do some sort of movement to crack out that spine, and really get your joints lubricated up. This also could mean that you need to drink more water. But yeah, I'm very stiff all of a sudden. Well, no, I don't really feel it, but it's like my body's telling me to do this. So that's usually what that means. Yeah. Okay. How much? 5 minutes. Sometimes when I'm channeling, I feel like I've been channeling for a very, very long time, but that was quick enough. Okay, so first of all, let us look at the main thing that your spirit wants me to focus on and talk about. The King of Wands. So the King of Wands, again, the way that he's there in his throne, this is definitely, that is the main thing. It's like, the King of Wands is very experienced in life. He is someone that can understand your point of view. He knows a lot about life in general. He's very wise. The wands are, it's all about like wisdom and like someone who is inspiring and someone who is good, a good listener and also a good talker. So this is that kind of energy. I feel like there is someone that you need to be more open with, and for some reason it could have something, I don't know why I'm picking that up, but I just heard music. It could have something to do with musical therapy as well. So it might not necessarily be what I was talking about. It could be another form of like a mentor or something, but for some reason it's like, have some of you always wanted to be a singer or wanted to do some sort of musical like lessons with either getting a voice coach, or actually yes, a voice coach would work very well for you. Because they're going to be very inspiring and helping you see how good you are. They're going to be able to show you what you don't see in yourself, because with this this energy, it feels like I think this is what it is. There's someone out there, a teacher or a mentor. It's not really a relationship. It's someone who's really good at what they do. So whatever it is that you've always wanted to do, or you've wanted to open up to someone about, there's someone there that was really going to help you, like a mentor or someone, and they are going to see, it's like they're wearing their crown, but they see you wearing your crown as well. So they are going to be able to help you see your truest self. They're going to be a reflection of you, and they're going to be very inspiring to you. Okay, so that's just the main thing that I think that your spirit wants you to focus on. trying to understand what that is. A lot of the time it's kind of hard to, you're going to be sitting there. I feel like some of you are already like, I don't know what that is though. It's okay. But that might not be your message. Some of you, it might just mean that you need a little bit of guidance in life. And now is the time to look for that. Okay, let's see. Okay. Getting a lot of the same energies overall. What was that? Okay. You have a lot of time in your hands at the minute too. Like, you have a lot of time to just sit and think. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but eventually you're going to get yourself into a slump. So they just don't want that. It's like they want you to use this time very efficiently. Your spirit guides are just really, they're giving you the time to think, but also be aware of what you're consuming or what you're reading or what you are constantly thinking about. Yeah. Okay. Let us talk. Okay, so with this energy here, the Seven of Wands, I always look at this card now and I just see like these mermaids coming to this scuba diver and they're like, what the hell is that? So I think that you are finding it hard to talk to people because I feel like you have a little bit of similarities with me back in the day. Like whenever I would try to express myself, I hold a lot of knowledge here. But when I try to talk, it comes out not what I was trying to say at all. It comes out like really, well, I'm not really self-conscious about that anymore. But in the past, it was always like, I was always so ready to talk to people. And then I would just go blah, and it would just come out like not what I wanted to say at all. And people would be looking at me like, what was that? Literally what I'm feeling from that. So you're having a lot of these kind of problems at the minute, and that's okay. Don't beat yourself up about it. You're trying to learn how to speak out, and that's fine. And just know that not everyone's going to understand stuff that you understand as well. So you might think that you're not explaining something properly to people, but it's actually they just don't have a clue what you have to really dumb things down. Like you have to break it all down into, I don't like using the word dumb, sorry, but I feel like that came out because some of you feel like people around you are just so unintelligent, but they make you look like you don't have a clue what you're talking about either. I felt a little bit of like anger with certain people, so that's why I used that word. I never usually use that word, but it just came out because I think that some of you may use that word, but it's not. Neither of you are that. They're intelligent in their own way, and you're intelligent in your own way. There's no separation. You are the same. It's just you don't have confidence in speaking out, and they also are not going to receive your confidence, so they're not going to understand what you're trying to say because you don't believe in yourself enough. So you need to kind of focus on believing in yourself more. And this is what this hermit is. This hermit is an octopus in this deck, and the rest are all mermaids. So this is like you're different, okay? And you know that you're different, and that is okay. But being different actually is such a blessing because it shows we start to look deeper into our soul. And we try to understand ourselves on a deeper level that most people don't even dare to go. You have been probably this past year going to the deepest, darkest places and really searching for who you truly are. And I think that for you guys, the biggest thing that you want to work on is yourself, because you want to attract a relationship that is just romantic. You want it to be like the movies. You want it to be like love at first sight. You want it to be just special in its own way, and you don't want to have a relationship like everyone else is having, that is in your surroundings. You want something that is more than the typical, like, oh, let's have kids, get married kind of stuff. You don't want that. But I feel like you do have a lot of, it's not that your heart's not open, because your heart is very open, but you are not letting yourself receive certain things that are coming up. You are saying to yourself, I'm stuck. You are stuck because you're choosing to be stuck, okay? You are choosing this, and it's all because it's not that you're doing anything wrong. Everything is working out perfectly fine with this hermit. It's meant to work out like this. But also choose your words very wisely, because there's certain things that you're saying to yourself that are just not true. And you need to change that in order for you to be able to heal it, okay? I'm going to pull what blessings are coming that you should be open to receiving. A blessing on the children. Oh, I love that little, like, there's a little baby unicorn. So a blessing on the children, and this also may have something to do with twins. I don't know why I'm seeing twins. But yeah, I think that if you're very much wanting to work with children as well, I'm through music again. Music's coming in. That's something that some of you can do. I don't know what I don't really know what else that is, but I think that's just a message for you guys. It will probably just resonate. Mother trucker. I hate when they fall all together, because then it's such a mess to pick them up. Okay. First word problems. Okay. Let me see. We have you see clearly, clairvoyance. Okay. I did think that you guys were anyway. Just because of the spiritual stuff that's going on here. I want to read that. It's number 12. I just want to pick up something from it that stands out to me. Okay, anyone that's into spirituality and practicing psychic gifts, I think that you're someone who should look into remote viewing. It's really fun. I do that. I don't practice it all the time, but I like to do it. Yeah, I think that if you're trying to find out something, remote viewing is something that was really going to help you be inspired in some sort of a way. I don't know why that's coming through, but I'm picking that up. Also, I feel like I think that some of you are having like experiences that you can't explain, that are a little bit supernatural, and that also, I'm hearing that you just need to quiet your mind to understand what it is. It could be a spirit that you know, it could be anything along those lines, but yeah, I just feel like you don't know how gifted you actually are when it comes to using your third eye, because you kind of use it to a point that's a little bit ungrounded as well. So I think that you do need to ground yourself a little bit more, and not always be in your third eye as well, because I sometimes when I see that, it's like you're attracting these weird things happening to you. When things start to get a little bit too weird and it doesn't feel like synchronistic and nice, it feels a little bit like mystical and weird. That's when you need to kind of ground yourself, because you're getting a little bit too carried away with things in your head, and you're attracting probably some mischievous little energies. So yeah, but that is all I have for you, group number 2. Hope you enjoyed this. Leave a comment down below, and if you would like to book a private reading with me, the link is down below as well. And I am doing 7-minute readings every Sunday, but that is for anyone that just wants some quick clarification. And if you have more deeper rooted issues or love related stuff, I recommend the longer readings because I don't do certain questions, and yeah, just read the description of the 7-minute reading beforehand. And yes, I will talk to you all soon. Goodbye. Hello, group number 3, and welcome. So, as per usual, I am going to do a little bit of channeling first, and then we will use the cards to clarify or get any extra messages. So, let us... Really nice visuals on my meditation on the TV. Okay. That kind of threw me off a little bit, so hold on. Okay, I am seeing someone with loads of hands. Very fun. Holding all different objects. So I think that this is a way of showing me that you are someone who is very much good at dealing with a lot of things at once. So you're probably like a fire sign or someone who is very just in their masculine kind of energy, and you like to just get shit done. Because I see this person, you're the whole package when it comes to like DIY, and or you're just someone who's very good at dealing with a lot of things all at once. You're very good under pressure, group number 3. And yeah, I think that you're selling yourself short is what I'm hearing, because what has been happening recently with you is people have been taking parts of your pie. They've been taking little slices of you, and you have left yourself feeling incomplete in a way. So really just starting to understand what it is that people are using you for, and saying no, because it's okay to say no to certain things. And this is the reason you're having these things come up is because it's not the, okay, I'm hearing that it's not what you do for people. It's how, yeah, okay, it's different. Okay. It's not what you're doing. So kind of not looking at it like that and not choosing what feels good for you. It's, you're being asked to be observant of their gratitude towards what you're doing for them. If they're not grateful and they're kind of not showing you any thanks, then cut them off, say, sorry, not helping you, goodbye. Because your spirit definitely was like, you know, it's almost like you are so busy all the time that you don't notice. You just kind of help people all of the time. Some of you may be in a business that requires you to deal with a lot of people as well. And just know that you can't trust everyone. There may be some employees or people talking behind your back and stuff like this. There's just a little bit of like stuff being, it's almost like, yeah, it's like I've seen you holding all of these things, and then people kind of coming up behind you and taking it, and then it showed me an image of like a pie, taking pieces of your pie and stuff like this. So it's just like there's a little bit of like that going on. So I really think that why this has come up is that's kind of just the main thing I seen for you, group number 3. I wasn't really getting anything else. It's just like really know who is truthful and grateful and an honest person and an honest energy. Tune into their energy, and your intuition is right about certain people. I did hear the quiet ones are always the ones to watch kind of thing. That kind of, I didn't hear it, but I seen like these people just seemed a little like childish, a little bit like, I'm so smart because I'm so sly, and so like butter wouldn't melt in their mouth, kind of. That's the kind of thing I'm picking up. So just be very careful of the people who are overly nice, because they're kind of using you and draining your energy in a way. So yeah, that was kind of like a not so good thing. So I think that really, you know, when you start dealing with these people, and cutting them off, you're going to clear a lot of energy, and you're going to have a new kind of sense of direction. I think that is probably why a lot of you feel a little stuck, because you're dealing with certain people that it's not in your energy anymore. It's not something that you want to be working with. Temperance. We have temperance. So that's exactly what I felt like, and that's exactly what I saw. It was like she was holding two things up, and she's holding the cups. She's trying to keep the balance, keep the peace, trying to help everyone all at once. But you're not balanced in your own self. And this is root chakra based, so this means that like you need to take yourself back down and kind of focus on yourself, because your foundation at the minute is a little wobbly because you're not in that root chakra energy, and you're starting to feel a little bit unstable and unsafe in a way. Not unsafe, but just you feel like something's about to like fall, or like I'm thinking on a house, like something's like a window's about to break or something. I don't know, it's just like you're on edge. Not that literally a window's about to break, but you know what I mean? It's like you're finding it hard to keep yourself in a neutral position, and this is what you are working on at the minute, and it's something that's going to teach you a lot about yourself. But yeah, I think that having a good, I don't know if this is something that you do, if you're in a relationship or if you're not, go out on a date with someone, treat yourself and get to know someone new. I think you just have the same kind of people around you all of the time. I think you need to get yourself out there and treat yourself, buy yourself a nice dress or a nice whatever you want to wear, and do yourself up and feel really like good about yourself, because you do a lot of work, and you really do deserve to treat yourself every now and again. That's what I'm picking up. Okay. So we have the Five of Pentacles. Yes, you're not open, because you're giving to people all of the time. You're not letting that new energy of people wanting to help you and give to you. You see, you don't see it. You're sitting there under that tree feeling kind of like lost, or a little bit like no one wants to help me. That's a self-limiting belief. This mermaid's coming up and being like, here, I've got a present for you. And you're like, no, I don't deserve that. I have to work. I have to grind. I have to keep myself busy. Otherwise, you're blank. Otherwise what? Otherwise, you're going to have to deal with it at some point. You need to slow down a little bit, group number 3. That's what I'm hearing. With who and what you're doing for people. I said not what you're doing, but I think you get the hint. We have, this was reversed. So Queen of Wands reversed. It's really that you're feeling frustration at the minute. And the reason that this frustration is coming up is because something is not inspiring you as much as it used to. It's something that you used to love, and now you're starting to feel that, it just doesn't feel the same. It could be a relationship, it could be a job, it kind of feels more so of a job, but it's just, you want something new and fresh, and you want a new kind of twist on it, or you just want a completely new start on something. And this is the reason you're having these thoughts, is because that's exactly what you do need. You need a fresh start. You need new people in your life. You need a new job. You need whatever. You need to just also deal with what you have going on right now, because like I said, there is people that are not, they don't have your best interest at heart. Let's just say that. Four of Swords. Like this, I love this Four of Swords because she is literally frozen in a big ice cube thingy majiggy. I don't know. Ice cube. It's not really an ice cube, is it? It is an ice cube. I don't know what it is. Oh, these polar bears, and there's bunny rabbits. Oh. Pure innocence. I think that you've been trying to be someone that is just so powerful, that is so inspiring, and you are, and it's not that you're not, it's just that, right, what would really inspire your higher self is if you just took the time out to rest. Especially with this time of the year, I feel like it's time for you to just really understand what it means to take time off, because nothing is going anywhere. You're not, if you stop for 1 second, nothing's going to happen. Like, I don't know. I just feel like you think that if you stop, that's it. It's done. It's not gonna, something's gonna happen. Again, that energy I felt, like it's gonna end or whatever. But at the same time, you want something to end. So I think that if you took some time out to just really sit with yourself and really analyze what it is that's not working for you and who's not working for you, you're going to get your answer, and then the resistance will release and you will move through it. Okay, we have temperance again. Your spirit, more than anything, wants you to come back to yourself, because you've done so good this year, I'm hearing, and you have kept yourself in kind of this state of balance, but for some reason you've went out of balance and you don't really understand why that is. You've got double temperance here. So it's like it's amplified that this is what you focus on. And for anyone that likes astrology or numerology and all these other different spiritual things that we can use to help understand ourselves more, this deck is the, what's the book? Wisdom Chakra Tarot, I think it's called. And the reason I brought it up is because one of the best things that you can do is learn about the chakra system and how you can get yourself back into balance, because it's going to really, really help you understand yourself and other people a lot more, because with astrology, everyone has their own charts and it's all different. But with learning the chakra system, it helps you to keep yourself in balance a lot more, because you start to realize when you're off balance, because it deals with all of the things that we go through. So really just learning about chakras, I think that is very much needed, I'm hearing, for you definitely right now. Because it has a lot to do with you've never really had an imbalance in the masculine, but you're starting to have a little bit more of like trying to control everything and trying to, I don't know. It's just a little different. It's a different energy that you haven't really ever been used to, but you're having to deal with it right now. Morahan's Blessings of Peace After Battle. Okay. I don't know who Morahan. That looks like an Irish name. I think that a lot of you are resisting doing some work on yourself, because you don't want to have to deal with your mind and your thoughts, because you've kind of either worked through that a lot this year, or you've been doing a lot of like self-reflection and you're just kind of done with it. I think that it's going to be different for you this time. It's going to be a lot more peaceful, because I feel like your spirit guides are going to give you like books and stuff that you're going to enjoy reading, or they're going to give you like a podcast that you're going to really like listening to. It's a different energy here. It's like you're getting, instead of having to emotionally feel drained after doing some sort of work on yourself, it's a new energy. They want you to look into things that are going to make you enjoy learning about chakras or whatever it is you want to look into. I'm hearing that a lot. Like this time round, it's different for you. This time round, it's going to be a little bit more fun to take time off or whatever. From death comes rebirth. You guys, I did feel it. You guys are definitely going to have the biggest transformation overall. Like your lives are really going to change, and you're going to really look at your life in the next year. You're going to look back and you're going to be like, whoa. You're going to really understand what it is to have healed from so much and tell your story and just feel so happy that you got through it. And I want to just be like, that was a very bad clap, but whatever it is that you've went through, you are so loved. Your spirit guides love you so much, and they would never put you through anything that you didn't want to put yourself through. Your soul, all of your lifetimes of everything that you've been through, everything, it's just like everything has finally started to come together, and you're moving into a vibration of just pure peace and love. And even though it might feel a little unsettling right now, it's going to get a lot better. So just focus on all of the things that you feel that you deserve, okay? Because you do deserve them. And the reason that they are there, they are present, I'm hearing that the reason that you have these thoughts, you have these feelings, is because they're real. So don't just shy them away, and really embrace them, and let these like little thoughts about the future come up that make you excited, because they're relevant, and you should, okay? You should really embrace them. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this group number 3. If you did, leave a comment down below. And if you want a private reading, the link is down there as well. And I am doing the 7-minute readings. I'm recording them on Sunday. So if you want to purchase one of those, you can as well. Just bear in mind that I only answer questions that are like quick clarification. Just read the description, but just no questions that, if you're going through something, obviously, I would recommend a different reading, one of my longer ones. But yeah, the 7-minute readings are for just more fun, and just a quick question, basically. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the future. Hello, group number 4. So, as usual, I am going to channel first before, and then I will pull some cards, and we will see what comes up, what we can clarify, or whatever messages else want to come through. So, let us begin. I feel very peaceful with this group. Seeing a lot of sacred geometry with you guys. A lot of designing. Something to do with designing. Are you designing a new home? Are you designing an office? Are you... There is a lot of things being put in places. I don't know how to explain this. I wanna actually say that there is a particular crystal that wants to work with you. A crystal that wants to work with you as a form of protection, but I'm also seeing that you need to protect your energy a little bit more. I think that you have been doing that, but I just think that it doesn't do any harm to be a little extra cautious, especially through this last bit of the year. Okay, let me see. Anything else picking up? Okay, you guys are really pushing yourself. I'm seeing someone like rock climbing, like pulling themselves up, and the weather isn't great. So it's like you're pushing yourself against the weather, basically. And this is the weather is gonna happen whether you like it or not. The wind will come, the rain will come, and you can't control that. Well, it's debatable, but we're not all that spiritually developed yet. But for you, it's like you're pushing yourself against the wind in this, and it's like it's very similar to the other one. It's not that you're, because I see a smile on your face as well while you're doing it. So you're really testing yourself. You're really challenging yourself, and you're stepping yourself out of your comfort zone. But let me just see. Okay, didn't expect that. Okay, whatever you're pushing yourself towards, keep at that, because I seen something like spiritual guidance. I seen like some sort of a spirit coming, and I wasn't paying attention to that, but something was lifting your feet up and guiding you to where you're going to make your next move. So a lot of you, this has to do with the ascension, or working on a project that you know that when you get to the top of the mountain, or when you get to the point of it, you being able to see it for everything, like you're looking out into, I'm not going to see you looking out into the distance. You're not going to be happy until you've pushed yourself to a point of experiencing the worst and the best. It's like you're living in a place of like, I want to really just test myself with everything, and I'm not afraid of things going wrong. So this is good. It's like you're not afraid of failure. This is really good. Why is this being brought up to me though? Let me just wait and see. Is there anything else? Okay, well okay. I saw a magpie. Magpies for me are like duality. Someone who understands the dark and the light. This can be mischievous, or it can be seen as a blessing. It depends. It's hard to know. So for some of you, if you feel like you're being tricked, then you could be. Others of you, if you feel like something good is coming, that also could be the case. But overall, both of those sides of the story are a lesson, and you know that and you understand that. So that's really what the magpie kind of signifies for me. So it's like, well done, good on you. It's like there's something that you have learned this year about what has happened in your life, and you now look at it and you're like, okay, I can work with this. Because even though everything at the start of the year might have seemed really shit and a lot of things changed, you're now looking at things and you're like, wow, if that was such a bad experience, it's like I can take anything on. So you've released a lot of fear about the future, and you're kind of really, really focusing on the future. So that's really good. So keep at that. It seems like your spirit guides don't really mind that you're pushing yourself again. I wasn't really very comfortable with what I was feeling there. I was like, oh, you're gonna fall. So I don't know. Maybe you will fall. Maybe you will fail. But just know that you're not afraid to. So I don't really know what else to say about this. Let's see. Can I pick anything else up here? Ooh. We have the Three of Cups. This looks like I love this Three of Cups. Wow. Three of Cups. I think that you are building... Okay. You are really working towards building something in... It's like you're going through a transition right now and you're focusing on better days. But you know that in order to have this vision that you have in the future that's really going to bring you so much joy and so much happiness, you need to go through whatever it is that you've been planning, because you're definitely attracting in your soul tribe with the Three of Cups here, because these just look like, I don't know, they just look so cool. And it's more about being wealthy and knowing that there's nothing to be ashamed of. It's like you're attracting in a new set of rules and regulations for yourself in regards to what you allow yourself to treat yourself, like what you allow to welcome in, and you're not going to feel guilty about it because you see what you see something and you have it because you wanted it, and you don't feel guilty about that. You're welcoming in a new you that never really had this kind of reality, but you're also being very much conscious about how it's like you know how hard you've worked to get to that point. So you're like, I fucking deserve this. I deserve it. So ain't nobody gonna tell me otherwise because I deserve happiness. And that is so true. Spiritual community, we don't want to, like, everyone wants to be a minimalist and all of this, and like there's so much judgment with that, and the same with like veganism and all of these other like movements, and there's so much judgment in those things, and you're just like the person who just doesn't want to be involved in that. You're focusing on your own purpose in life, and that's all that matters, okay? Because you're building your own group of people, you're building your own empire. I don't know what your empire is, but it's a big business venture that you're going on. It's a big journey for you as well, because it's like, I feel like it's definitely your purpose in life. But let's just look a little deeper here. My ass is really like sore. Sorry. But like my tailbone, I fell on my tailbone years ago, and I have to always shift around. Like on an airplane, I miss airplanes so much. On an airplane, I could not. I had to like get up and move around all of the time. Holy goly moly Jesus. Okay, so I think that you've already been receiving a lot of abundance. You've been receiving a lot of this, because this, you have the Ten of Pentacles, and I was literally thinking about wealth. I was like, what kind of wealth? I was thinking about wealth and what, and you got the Ten of Pentacles. So this is just like, you are really, really being rewarded for every little bit of suffering that you think that you went through, because you're looking at it now in a different way. You're like, that was all just building me up to who I am today. And you're so proud of who you are today. So that's really, really good. I'm loving this script number 4. So just focus on as well what you want to, how you can give to people, and also where you want to invest in certain things for your future as well, so that you're constantly having that flow of abundance giving back in. Or like you're it's almost like an investment is like, here you go, future self, and then as your future progresses, that money goes up, and that's just like a constant flow of abundance. So I think like in the background here we have like some of that card. It almost looks like as well like there's ancestors there in the back as well. So I think that you've definitely, I'm hearing that a lot of you have cleared a lot of ancestral wounds, and there's not really much karma for you to work through right now in your life, because you've done a lot of the work for your family. The Page of Pentacles reversed. So I am also thinking here that there's something that you want to start and you don't feel like it's it's the right time to do it just yet. I think that you're right about that, but you're also wrong about it. Duality, we love it. Because it's asking you to look at it in a different light. I'm looking at the rainbow here in this card. So it's asking you to look at it in a different light. Like, you can't see it for what it actually is. So you're just not sure. You're not fully understanding whatever it is that you want to invest in, or whatever project you want to start, because you think that there's just something missing. And yes, you're right, but it doesn't mean that you shouldn't progress with it. So still let yourself experiment with it. It doesn't mean that it has to be finished, or that you have to make a decision just right now. It just means that, like, there's more information, or there's more creative expression that you need to go through first. 5 of Swords. I think you also need to look at... Okay, for some of you, I'm picking up that you had siblings that kind of had it feels like they had a better life than you, or whenever you used to look in your childhood, you used to maybe treat them like they had a better life than you, or that they didn't have it so hard, or whatever. And that is true, but it's also not true. Again, it's so funny. It's like you're really starting to see the other side of what you thought was going on in your life when you were younger, and now you're seeing it for a completely different thing. And you're with a little penguin here. It's like, no matter what, there was always something or someone there that came and just helped you along with whatever it is that you needed to understand. And that's great. So I think that now is the time for you to give back to people. I keep hearing that for you. The Devil. I need to clarify that. So we have the Devil, and she's like in a cage. There is some truths. Yeah, this is it. There's some things that you're not being open with in regards to your relationships. You're not being open. You are keeping something. You're keeping a secret that has to do with feeling like if you tell someone that they're going to judge you for it. Or that they're not going to look at you the same, because you're holding on to this, like, this is my secret, and if anyone finds out about it, they'll never see me the same. Or it mightn't just be as deep as what I was saying, but this is definitely something. There's something here. You're saying to yourself that I can't do that. Like, I wouldn't be able to do that, but I would love to do it. And the reason you're saying you can't do it is because of some sort of bad addiction or habit that you have. But it's a self-limiting belief. And with the Fool card, to clarify that, it's like, come on, take a risk, try it out. You say to yourself that you're not afraid of failure, then come on, try and see how far you can go with it. Because there's something that you actually are meant to understand and break. You're meant to break out of that cage. You're meant to escape. You're meant to escape this trap that you've been telling yourself in your mind. Let's see. I'm going to take one of these. My throat is super dry. I'm telling you, group number 4, about my butthole, and now my throat. Like, seriously? Doesn't sound too good, does it? Anyway. I promise I'm still a loner. A blessing for good work. Well, I mean, yes. So I love that. I just got a really, I don't know who this is, if there's someone who you have in mind that this might be. Someone just, a spirit just came in there and they were like, you had the best of both worlds. Like you were a party animal and also now you're your own kind of like your own boss, and you didn't have to stress about certain things that a lot of younger people went through when they were your age. Like you had fun and you also studied and you just really enjoyed it all, is what I'm hearing. So there was a spirit there that, or just could be your own spirit guides, but it felt more like a 4D kind of energy. Let's see. Holding on way too tight. Holding on way too tight. I think that this has to do with this, because this is, it's not a pentacle, but it's like a Celtic cross. And again, it's talking about this. So there's something, again, that you're focusing your mind on it way too much. You're thinking about it way too much. And you're going to end up sabotaging this flow of creativity that wants to come in. Like, stop limiting yourself to having, it has to be this way, because your spirit guides, you're not seeing the fun side of what they're trying to teach you. They're trying to teach you that being creative and expressing yourself is meant to be fun. It's not meant to be stressful. If it's stressful, it's time for you to stop, because you're holding on way too tight to it having to be like this. And the reason it's probably wanting it to be like this is because you're looking at society and you're using what society does and you're trying to implement that into whatever it is you do. And that's just not the way they want you to go. They want you to go a different route. They want you to look at it from a perspective of like, this is different and this is my story of how I did it. Okay? But yeah, you're one of the Charlie's Angels. I actually love that Three of Cups. This is a new deck to me as well, so I just kind of started using it, and that's my new favorite Three of Cups ever, because it's so amazing. But yeah, if you enjoyed this group number 4, please leave a comment down below, and if you would like a private reading, the link to my shop is in the description, and I am doing the 7-minute readings every Sunday. So if you have a quick question that you would like to ask, it's a good way to get some clarification on that. Also, for those readings, if you're going through something really tough, or there are certain relationship topics that I won't answer for those questions because it's not long enough for me to go into and kind of give you proper guidance, the 7-minute readings are for people who are just wanting a little bit of more, like, ask about something that's not so serious. So yes. Whew. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the future. Goodbye.